Welcome back, everybody, to Valence League. Tonight, I'm joined by Volt, I'm Saprix, and we are bringing you yet another game up in Division 1, this time Group B. We're talking about the first team in the standings, Prime Cosmic Eagles, against one of the teams with the most questionable name choices, if I have to say. We're talking about Double Penetration, Minus. Really like that Minus, makes it sound a bit more professional. But Prime Cosmic Eagles, first in the standings, haven't dropped one game, haven't lost one best of three. They have dropped one game, but they haven't lost a single best of three so far. How can they lose?
Well, first of all, hello Saprex. Hello everybody that's tuned in to VL this week. I mean, the only way they can lose if everybody figures the thematic playstyle that they play, and then they just go against it, or the typical VL way where we just hey, let's just build a very hardcore team fight comp and we win a team fight and we win the game that way.
Oh, you mean the classic 34 minutes to no fight and then one fight decides the game? That's also a strategy you can go for. We've seen that in the LCK, but let's see if we can keep the souls at bay. I don't really see a game going with 0 kills at 34 minutes and a single fight decided, but will be fun to see. Maybe not for us, but let's see. We have so far Prime Cosmic Eagles right now that they're playing Seraphine mid. Okay.
Yep.
CEO of this patch so far, and that guy also plays a lot of Enchantress mid. How can you counter that?
Well, I mean, countering Enchantress comes down to countering what the Enchanter is trying to support. And maybe, I don't know, people remember in that Renekton is a champion, and that Renekton is actually so good right now because he's been getting nothing but buffs. The durability patch even helps him more. He hurts the shields more. So that's a lot of stuff that you can do to maybe say, okay, that's where we hurt you. But so far, it's just the typical comfort picks that are banned away, both the Trundle and the Mumu, and the response is going to be the Victor. Maybe we'll see a Seraphim ban, but so far it isn't, just taking the Zeri.
I just hope there is a Seraphim ban, man. I don't really want to see another sleeper game with Seraphim mid or Seraphim AD carry or support.
But we may see an Ezreal, because Villains is a big Ezreal player.
I like big Ezreal players. Villains, though, he plays Twitch, man. Villains, he's a Twitch player. You can't go Ezreal if you're against him, since Twitch is pretty good against Ezreal. And why would you waste Villains on Ezreal if you have Twitch? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the point. But I mean, Ezreal's really good into almost everything this patch as well. So maybe you want to play a stable bot side, and then you pick a heavy top. But you know what? There we go.
The devil.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil, and you get Twitch.
He may be a rat, but I can tell you, this rat is one hell of a monster in the bot lane right now.
Just space gliding over the Summoner's Rift.
And a very good response. Yeah, a very good response in the Senna. As long as you're pretty respectful of his stealth, and you have a good duo in the bot lane that can deal with Twitch 2 Enchanters, because that is a big possibility that can happen. You can just call it a day, you know? You just play Senna and something that is maybe another Enchanter. Senna Seraphine, there we go.
I said I don't want to see Seraphine, I don't want to see Twitch, and what do we get in the first 3 picks? We get Seraphine and we get Twitch. Really fun.
And Senna.
But the fact is, how can Twitch farm this lane? How can Twitch actually go in auto range, since you have Senna and Seraphine who both outrange her? And with a Braum on top, how can you engage onto them as well? I see this. It's going to be pretty hard for the Twitch, but maybe he will just default to scaling. He will just default to getting pushed in most of the times. But the Zac, though, might force some ganks up in the bottom lane, since Seraphine and Senna might be pushed under turret.
Yeah, 2 very immobile champions, and the Zac has very unique ganking angles compared to almost each and every jungler in the game. The fact that the Elastic Slingshot has this much range, and that you have 2 targets that only can flash through, is a very big plus for the Zac pick here, especially because we still haven't seen the mid. I mean, Seraphine can go mid theoretically, but I don't think that was we'll see. And we see a Wukong and a return of the ban phase.
And Zac might even be top. We've seen some Zac top showing up in some professional games in the past days. That might even be a possibility if the matchup is good for him. For now, we'll keep him as a flex. Salisban now, pretty good in combo with the Braum. Gets to have that easy engage, that easy stun with the Braum passive.
Yep, and also a good ultimate stealer for the enemy team comp. Cyclone is really good on the Silas, so is the Encore. I wouldn't say that the Senna ult is that big, but it is a big possibility as well because it's a global for free.
Gives a bit of shielding, even gives vision. Maybe you
Yep.
wanna steal it and use it for vision, like a hawk shot from Ash. You can even do that. Tam Kench
Yeah, and
ban.
the Kench has been benched, ladies and gentlemen.
We have a lot of players, even subs, on the side of Prime Cosmic Eagles that play Tam Kench top. They can unbench the Kench pretty easily. And
Yep, and we see the respect
I
ban
feel for
here.
this ban.
Yeah, we see the respect Ari ban. Just out of Cafe Cutie Ari. Which is something that would be a bit intriguing to see in a skin line. Yeah.
How would it be?
It would probably be like a mate skin line somewhere, and then like you'd have like 5 or 6 champions. But like let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the Vigard. It has been locked in.
The question
And
is Zac blocked by Vigar Cage?
that is a yes. That is a
Oh.
definite yes.
So even if he goes, like, the game is not 3D, so if Zac goes in the sky, he just gets blocked by the cage anyway?
Yep, it doesn't matter. Like if he's caught, whether he's trying to get into the cage or outside of the cage while the cage is on, he gets stunned. The Azir is a really good response to the Vigar.
I agree.
And also a good response to the Wukong engage. But I don't think that like playing a little bit of the war of attrition that maybe double penetration want to play. Oh god, that is so bad to say every time. But yeah, like you know, if like you're gonna play that war of attrition, I think it's much better off to have the Seraphine Senna Vigard than the Azir, even with a bit of a range advantage. The Monkey Wrench is in.
Jax.
Yeah, very strong
Man with the
laner.
lantern.
Yeah, a very strong laner, but there are good answers to him.
I really want to see some psycho type top lane where like Camille Jax.
I want to see a Malphite. I know it's so boring to like go Malphite. Like it is the perfect pick. You can just go tell Azir, you know what, guy, nice wall. But we're gonna see this set. Yeah. Set is pretty good into Jax. He's pretty good into almost everything. He can just suplex the Zac out of the air as well.
Now listen closely. Maybe they're looking to engage with Set, and with Set ultimate bring someone inside the cage. How would that be?
That sounds like a pretty good idea, but honestly, I think the best way to play this will be just like, hey, we wait for them to do something. Because end of the day, like the only real threat you have from Prime Cosmic here is the Twitch getting mega fed. Yep. And then he can just like flank you and assassinate the whole team. But other than that, if the Twitch is in check, it's much easier to like just maneuver the fights around. You just like group up, you do a good 5v5, you get good control because you have very good control. You have the Vigar cage, is very scary to walk into, the double Seraphine E's. Especially like a single Seraphine E with a Senna Q is a stun. So like that's just pretty pog right there. Because I don't know who thought it was a good idea to give Senna a slow on her Q, but like that's beyond the point.
I wonder about that every single day. Yeah. That slow from Senna onto the Q is just nonsense for me. Like that skill does so much and has so many scalings. I think it's the skill which has the most scalings in the game. It skills like lethality, AP, AD, or something like that.
Yes,
and,
lethal, AP, AD, and the passive.
And the passive. True.
It's a very, very fun ability, if I may say so myself.
That's kind of 200 years of collective experience, if I have to be honest.
But like, as we were talking about it, you know,
I wait for the game to begin. I think I like double penetrations draft more.
I really like double penetration. Okay, I really like DPM minus or DPM comp.
Okay, good abbreviation.
Yeah, DPM comp is much more of what I would like to see. But the thing is with the Prime Cosmic comp is that it can just turn the game on its head with a good pick or two. Like that's what's gonna happen end of the day. Like if you do get a good pick, if the Twitch gets ahead, if the Jax gets ahead, this game is pretty much over. Like, none of these champions outside of Senna Seraphine are good from behind. Like, Veigar is gonna always be good util, but Wukong from behind is very, like, just, it's a very rough situation. Set from behind is a very rough situation. So, what I would like to see is just the Zac being around the side lanes, and hopefully we'll see Bansky being the very stable mid laner that can maybe get prio early and then try to transition something in the top or bot side. But if that doesn't happen, if there isn't a lead early on, I think that like DPM is in a really good situation with their draft.
Mm, the fact is that every single thing that builds Blade of the Ruined King right now is considered broken. Like we have the Twitch, we have the Jax, both can go that as first item. And yeah, just make the game really unfun for the enemy if they get outside of control. And meanwhile, as we're waiting 30 seconds for the game to begin, we need to talk about one sponsor that we might have with Valence League right now. We have Chew Law Drinks. We have more than 100 stores in all 100. They're present in more than 100 stores in all of the UK. You get 20% off with code VL20. If you decide to go for that, really refreshing drinks, Japanese style. They're designed to look great and taste great too. So grab one for yourself before starting to watch the game, since we're gonna go for a banger.
Yep, all the weaves combine ahead and like just go with the full chulo vibes.
All
That I would like to
Japanese
say.
vibes.
Yeah.
What's the most Japanese champ in the game? Japanese style champ.
I mean, most of the ninjas are.
So Akali Shen.
Yeah, Akali. I would say Shen and Zed feel like the most Asian of everyone.
Zed is like the edgy ninja that you might find in anime.
Yeah, and then you can say Yasuo Yon because also the samurai vibes.
True.
But more,
And then
but
you have
much more of Yasuo than Yon because like Yasuo feels like a true samurai.
like Jin, who's like a psychopath, like still living in Ionia, and Ionia is basically Japan.
Yeah.
To be honest, isn't I think Jin
Yeah,
is from Ionia.
it feels really Japanese with like all of the vibes that is in there. Like a lot of like spiritual stuff, and then a lot of ninjas, magic, and whatnot.
Before talking about ninjas, let's wait for to resync with the main broadcast, and we'll be right back at you.
Yep.
And we're in the game. So, both teams looking to exit the spawn as the game begins. I'm scared. I'm scared of this Switch. I'm scared of this Jax. You've convinced me. I don't really want to see later Ring King with those two in the backline just assassinating everyone. Let's hope that double penetration can stop that.
Yeah, let's hope. And like so far, I'm seeing a little bit of, I would say, interesting text out of everyone. We see the, what's it called? Let me remember. It's like the augment on the Veigar.
Oh.
The keystone.
Oh, the glacial augment.
Yeah, the glacial. Yeah, the glacial augment, or the glacial keystone rather.
How
That's
do you use
like
that with Veigar?
Cage. You catch them in cage and they never get out to the
Do you,
silver.
do you remember when there was that weird interaction with old items with like Twin Shadows and GLP?
Oh no, that was like such a
That was so fun
that was
with
such a
glacial
fun
augment.
time. Yeah, you would just go glacial augment and then you just say hello. I'm gonna buy Twin Shadows. I'm gonna roam, and I'm gonna be Blitzcrank, and I'm gonna land the hook because you're sold by 80%.
Twin Shadows was also such a fun item to use, right? Like
Yeah,
those like little shadows that follow the enemies, even if you didn't see them. Now that I think about it again, it sounds kind of broken, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. The good thing is that the Jax didn't get the ward, because if Jax did get the ward, he would have gotten level 2 faster than the set, and that could have like turned the lane up a lot. But
Would have been
still,
an
like,
easy trade.
yeah, we pretty much know where both players are gonna play. We see the good old fasting Senna with the Seraphine. Just the good old comp.
Both junglers
And
now
yeah.
starting in different positions on the map, opposite positions. So we're gonna see a Zac pathing to bot and a Wukong pathing to top. Who's gonna get the first clear though? Who's gonna get the fastest clear out of those two?
I think that like just for reaching the respective lanes or the scuttles that they want to reach, I think the Zac is gonna be faster.
Hmm.
Because one of the big things about the Zac is like, as we said, the elastic slingshot, the reach, it just helps him a lot. But so far, the Wukong is clearing a little bit faster. But I don't think that it will matter like at the end of the line, because like we can see the Zac is pathing up to top side, and that is just throwing a monkey wrench to his clear. We don't see a ward anywhere from his Symbion, and we see the counter strike is there. The slingshot is gonna connect.
Knockup is not there, and Yushin escapes the gank and goes back to farming. This wave is pretty bad for the set in this moment. Jax can easily freeze this or even slow push this into a tower dive later. But now Zac has kind of lost a bit of time as he will be behind in clear for a while. And we talked about how we want to see this Zac in the bot lane. We want to see this Zac on those two immobile targets, get those flashes and just spam gank, get the Twitch ahead.
Yeah,
So
as we said so, but like the flash out of the set is actually pretty big for the Jax, especially with the lane state. Even though it will push right now, a flashless set is really valuable if you want to get the Jax ahead. So maybe you can think of it as like, oh, maybe this is a push the set situation. But so far, the Jax has been the one pushed here.
yep. Ooze tries to go for a gank, but the wave is even too big, so I think Jax might have been able to get a 1v2 in that case. No ignite onto the set, so no immediate damage and immediate anti-heal on the Jax. But Wukong recalls, will grab one item, probably a Sheen, I would guess, with the first back, and Zac is still looking to finish his first clear, so that puts him a bit behind in tempo on the map.
Yeah, he's a little bit behind, but I would say that the flash that he has got is more valuable than being one camp behind right now. Especially like if you're playing something like a Zac, what you want to always do is like clear one quadrant of your jungle and just try to find something in the lanes, because that is your whole purpose in the game so far. And
Yep.
like it's done pretty well from the side of DPM, the way that they're handling the Twitch and the Braum. They pretty much force their potions while they're pretty healthy and still have theirs. So at least like they're handling that aspect pretty well. Mid lane is being chunked a bit of QDRE, but it's still okay to have the TP on the Vigar.
Yep.
But like aside from that, I would say like if I'm DPM, I feel pretty good about the lane state that I have right now.
I feel pretty good too, since you know that if this Zac is gonna look for something else, Wukong is just gonna be able to match him counter gank, and since he has a Sheen, the 2v3, 2v2 or 3v3 will be in red side's favor right now. So yeah, we see Zac recalling, grabbing his first item, gets a Bami Cinder. So that's gonna be a lot of extra HP onto the Zac, makes it a bit more tanky in those skirmishes early game. In the top lane, we see Jax already at half HP, so those trades haven't been going that well, but remember that set has no flash from the gank before. So, in bot lane though, balance pretty low, half HP exhausted, has to flash away. Oven Blade doesn't get the root, but gets the first blood with the last auto attack, and Braum has to run away under turret. This Twitch is put in place.
Yeah, this just put in place, and he's put in place without any summoners left. The cleanse has been burned too early, and that just puts him in the worst possible situation early on in the game, because you don't have cleanse anymore, you don't have flash.
Look at
It's
that
really
wave.
well done by Iwuz, yeah. Like I really like the setup from Jax here, because I think that's a really good recall angle. Like you just like slow push this one, you get the next one, and you try to like get a free base, especially with you almost being ahead 10 CS in this situation. Even though, yeah, it will probably mostly bounce back, but you can get a free recall without using the teleport that the set will probably have to do.
Set won't be even able to respond to the push. If he trades with Jax inside that wave, he's gonna lose the trade automatically. So not really a thing he should do. But this Twitch lost something like 2 waves, so he's put pretty behind right now. Seraphine has less farm than Twitch, but at the same time you're talking about an AP carrying as an AD carry, much easier to find with the AD carry, even with Seraphine's push. So now, we have at 6 minutes, small goal lead advantage for red side team for double penetration. Always feels bad to say that. And they also have a late game assurance in the Vigar. And in
Yeah,
the
the one that has his flash, his flash was just being burned by the Zac again. You know?
My god, no flash onto Veigar too. No
Yeah,
flash onto
he's
Senna, no
doing
flash
pretty
onto
good
Veigar.
work here, Mithy. but it isn't really translating into much after burning these flashes.
Fact is, you can get one flash, but if you don't go again in that lane, that flash not being present at that moment doesn't mean anything. Maybe it means something if you're gonna get into a skirmish later, but generally, if you don't abuse that no flash, you're not gonna get anything out of the gank.
Yep, and we see a good face breaker here out of the set. Damage is being done onto Jax, and maybe that can threaten a dive angle with a Cyclone.
Maybe the wave is pretty big, and Jax will have to lose this one as he goes away from the turret. Top will lose, even with no flash set, easily gets the prio again thanks to Wukong. And Zac is just recalling the bottom side of the map. He's still a bit behind from the early game, a bit more farm, but this Wukong gank in the top side of the map has set things pretty well for the top lane.
Yep, and there we go. Like that is a TP that we talked about that he didn't have to spend early. It's been used here to at least salvage the situation a little bit. So he is still like even in farm, and I think he'll be a little bit ahead of if the set elects not TP here.
One thing I don't like in this moment is this Jax trying to freeze the lane while his team is pinging Herald. You shouldn't really freeze a lane when your team is looking to get an objective in that side of the map, since it's put a bit more pressure on your team while doing that objective. So they probably won't get contested right now since Wukong just recalled, but generally you don't really want to freeze a lane in this situation.
Yeah, I would agree that maybe in a more abstract sense that isn't the best play to do, but like given the circumstances, I think it's the right decision. Because you already know that the Wukong is not going to contest this. Twitch is doing pretty well. Like he's not going to die to the Senna Seraphine by himself. So I think that denying as much XP as you can is the best choice here. But like that leaves the Twitch in a bit of like a bad situation, like compared to like everyone else, where he's just like being denied a lot of XP, and even though they're pushing the waves, that's a free recall. Maybe they'll try to find something out of it. Yeah.
The cannon in the bot lane just died, and Twitch couldn't get it. That's a huge wave. Maybe blue side, maybe Eagles will look to give some resources to this Twitch with the Herald now, as they grab that one for themselves in the top side of the map. No significant goal leaks so far, and only one kill in 10 minutes. Maybe we'll see some sort of 34 minutes, only one kill game. Still possibly. Wouldn't really hope for that, since the Twitch will just kill everybody.
Yeah, but most of the actual goal is allocated in the bus side here for DPM.
Oh, Emperor's Divide pushes back Woods in the mid lane. Has the second Cyclone available for him, and Drifty will just run away. Hasn't used the flash either, so not really something lost on the side of Cosmic Eagles. But the Drake will be up in just a few seconds. Who's going to take the first position at the Drake? Who needs to get the first position at the Drake?
Who's going to get it is pretty much going to be DPM, as we see a little bit of a tussle here in the top side of the map.
Oh, the Skull Breaker finds the damage onto the Jax, but the Dawning Shadows will just stall the fight for a little bit longer, both so low. Let's see, maybe someone... Oh, the Flash coming down with a counter strike from the Jax. The Triumph will heal him up for a bit, but the last tower shot will find the kill. That's 1-for-1 in top side of the map, and I love that type of top lane. I love that type of top lane with the Psycho 1v1s.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, everybody just fighting for dominance, and that face breaker was all it took to trade back the kill of Jericho. And the walls were not enough Jericho. But, like, yeah, it is a pretty good trade. Like, 1-for-1. I would say it's not beneficial for any of them, because as you can see, maybe it's a little bit more beneficial for the set because of the TP.
It's the TP.
But maybe exhausting the TP here while you could have used it on the bot tower to fight for the Drake wouldn't be the best choice.
Your
but either way,
your team is already getting position at River, so maybe that was the thought process. I don't really need to
okay,
TP
the cage here is forcing the flash out of Bensky. And that's what we're gonna see. That cage is only gonna get more and more valuable as time goes on, and the slingshot is perfect.
Finds 3 people, knocked up, airborne in the river, and Zac opens the path for more kills as Drift finds the first kill. Emperor's Divide blocks the exit. Cafe Cutie now with the cage, tries to block the Zac, but he's just another easy kill for Cosmic Eagles. Asuuz now. Oh, the darkness coming down from Veigar almost finds the kill onto the Braum. And now only Mitty and Drift remaining against Uwuz. Finds one kill, the Cyclone does big damage, knocks him up yet again. And Mitty Grabs another kill only by existing. Basically, that Bam Cinder does so much damage. Huge fight coming down from Cosmic Eagles. Really unlucky for double penetration, and they will look to grab the first Drake of the game. No, yeah, the first Drake of the game next to the Ocean Drake.
Yeah, and like, you know, we can say it's unlucky for DPM, but honestly, it was such a beautiful engage from Mythic. That was an absolutely pitch perfect slingshot into ultimate there. You know, all you need to do is just send him bouncing after the slingshot, and it was all good. And it just provided the avenue that you needed. I see the Herald being used, probably because it's almost expiring. And that just puts them back on the map, you know, now you're almost 1k gold ahead.
Yeah,
from being
now
like
Twitch gets some
500 gold
resources
behind.
too. Twitch also gets some resources. I would have liked maybe this Herald to be timed out a little bit with the Drake, making this fight a little bit easier. But this is good too, since Twitch gets the money from the turret plates. And yeah, I kind of feel bad for double penetration. But as I say that, they're looking for a gang, not finding anything. No root, no stun. And they were looking pretty good in the early game, but with this Drake fight, I see Cosmic Eagles turning it back.
Yeah, Cosmic Eagles just puts himself in the driver's seat right now, because as you can see, that was just what it needed to like tip everything in their favor. Now we have a 2-1-2 Azir that is gonna punish the Vigar even harder than he was.
With the Ludens on top of it.
With Ludens on top as well. And the
damage.
Everfrost hasn't been completed on the Vigar. Maybe with that Everfrost, things might change a little bit. Because that throws even one more layer of CC on top of the Encore, on top of everything that the Seraphine and the Senna has. Not to mention, of course, the cage and the facebreaker of the set that wasn't present there in that team fight, neither him nor Jax. So maybe the later team fights where we have it's a pure on 5v5 can go a bit different, but for now that was such a good fight for Cosmic Eagles. They put themselves where they want to. The ranking is completed. And you can say, oh, but Senna already has an item, but the item is much cheaper, and the slingshot is there, the cage is there.
And the Emperor's Device, who's sending Cafe Cutie back in between the minion lines, gets pushed back. Twitch is here, maybe he grabs a kill, he will. Violence, that's a 1 kill onto the Twitch, that's so damn scary. Zac grabs the other one. And Cosmic Eagles winning yet again another fight thanks to the roam coming down from the Twitch. The enemy bot lane was just recalling, that was perfect tempo play from the Twitch. Just, if enemy bot lane misses, you roam mid, that's peak Twitch gameplay, if I have to say something about it.
Yeah, that is what I would call the solo queue Twitch experience.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah, it's like the TTV experience more than anything.
No wonder
TT is coming out of, I think it's Bensky here, but third is going to be expended either way, and the second Herald seems to be going for Cosmic Eagles as well.
Yeah, Azir will get his own turret in the bot side of the map.
He's spraying and praying, exhausted, encored, but he's gonna get the kill. Is it gonna be traded? And it will be, but Jericho, yeah.
Shanna onto the Twitch, that's a double kill for him. Even if he dies, that's kind of worth it for the Twitch. Meanwhile, in the top side though, Zac passive gets popped. Cafe Cutie looking to cage the Jax. He can't really escape. Vigar gets the shutdown. That's huge for double penetration. As they're looking to grab the Herald. And mid tower for Cosmic Eagle is still standing, so maybe they're gonna use that on that lane or give some more resources to the set.
Yep, fighting back they are here, DPM, but it is still, as much as the top fight is a very big win for them, it still comes as the cost of the two players in the bot side, and Jericho just getting Bensky rather, getting an access to a lot of free farm than anything.
And also double kill on Twitch. That's also something you don't really want to see. That's a 4-2.
That's the big cage, but there was no follow-up.
Yeah, the turret was still standing, even with the charge coming down from the Herald. Not really safe to go for that, as the promise here to tank damage. And maybe we'll start to see some both teams looking to get some more vision in the enemy lines, looking for more aggressive plays, looking for more control over their entry spots. We'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, top side seems pretty stable, even after the first flash with the gank coming down from the Zac.
Yep, even though he's a fair bit amount of gold behind here, his sin.
CS save is pretty huge. That's
true. Yeah, there's like almost a 40 CS gap here. Not to mention like the fact that like just the EXP little bit of gap just because of the fights there. But like, yeah, I would fancy Jax here in that 1v1 if it ever happened. But I don't think Set will ever allow him such a 1v1.
Right now, Seth has the TP advantage for the upcoming Drake fight. Maybe Jax is looking to negate it with the Counter-Strike. That would be mind focus if I were Jax in this situation. But at the same time, we have Cosmic Eagles being the first at Dragon, and you can't really engage with a Veigar, with a Sen, and with a Seraphine. You need to be the first on the spot. So they're looking to sacrifice this Drake and get a better position next time for the next one.
Yep, and I would say that's a pretty wise decision. Like, if you cannot keep control of the Dragon side, it is very risky to walk in there, especially walking into a Zac, walking into an Azir that can shuffle you straight in.
Twitch not spotted.
Yeah.
Azir spotted, Braum spotted, but not Twitch. Twitch is sneaky. Twitch is always sneaky.
Yeah.
Won't find anything, sadly. But you've seen that thing, Braum dashing onto the invisible Twitch. That can be such a surprising gauge. I really want to see that put in action sometimes. It reveals the Twitch is in the area. And as well as the Wukong, which is in the top side of the map. Jericho pushed down pretty hard. Half HP now. Has to flash away the Dawning Shadows. Will get the damage. And Jericho Loco falls as double penetration will grab that kill for themselves. One in mid lane though. Ari might be in trouble on the other side as he gets pushed back, sent in the air, and he will fall to the Azir. Will grab that kill. That's 3, 2, and 5 Azir right now.
Yep, the shuffle lands, but it does not matter for the Veigar. He just gets caught, he gives away the turret that has been traded on the top side. But still, you know, like, that is just very good tempo and macro upkeep here from the side of Cosmic Eagles as throughout the game. As they've shown, you know, like, you've seen the roams from the Twitch Braum on the mid lane, that is pretty big. We've seen it again here with the catch and Cafe Cutie Ari. They're just keeping a very high tempo, and speaking of the tempo, Jericho just forced the flash at the set.
That's big again. We talked about flashes for the whole game. Let's see if this time they can really abuse that. Abuse someone not having flash. Right now, this top side is open for Cosmic Eagles. So maybe double penetration will look to put some more vision there, defend their vision, or go to the bot side instead. Put some vision. Have a better position for the next Drake, since you don't really want the enemy team having that soul point. That's also a bad position. Maybe even Jericho is in a bad position now as he's gonna face check this.
Okay, let's see. So Jericho is pushing T1. Seraphine is there. Wukong is there. The E is gonna miss, but still, the Nimbus is there. Let's see.
Alvin Blade is here too. No way Jax can do a 1v3, but he
they're respecting it because they didn't see where the other players were, but they were in the mid side, and Villains was recalling. So like that was maybe a little bit too respectful.
Twitch was not spotted. You didn't really know where Twitch was, and that's always a problem when you play against that champion.
Yeah, and speaking of that, little rascal, we see the Kraken Slayer finish. That is one scary Twitch I've ever seen one.
No Runan, so only single target damage, but that will be probably enough for the upcoming fights. As I've seen Cosmic Eagles being pretty good.
The Zac is just in a very peculiar position right here.
Yeah, he's one target alone in the enemy fields. As the sun will land onto him, he uses the passive, has it available. The Seraphine ult will land onto one. Violence can't really enter the fight. True damage coming down from the set. That's big. That's not that much damage as he goes in the midst of 4 and gets the damage. The cage is not enough. But at the same time, double penetration will grab that fight for themselves. They will win that L-bend pretty low, but Braum will run away pretty easily. As Jax, though, in the top side of the map, he does what Jaxes do best. They split push. They just hit that tower again and again and again and again. Look at that. That guy just melted through the turret.
Damn.
And again and again and again. And enough.
Yeah, and speaking of that fight, you know, while people would think that this is an even fight, it was a 4v5 and it ended up in a 2-4-2. Even when you had the Zac caught up in a very bad position. That's just how big Villains was in that fight.
Props to the Seraphine though, blocking the Twitch from entering the fight. That was kind of huge on her side. I think the fight would have gone pretty differently if it weren't for that.
Yeah, it would have ended in a much more ugly fashion if it wasn't for Lamps just like stalling him out there. But still, even if you stalled him out, you force his flash, it was like very heavy losses. He still lost 2 members and he lost to 600 gold in the top T2. and that pretty much sends you 4k gold behind. And just for reference, out of these 4,000 gold that you are behind, 2,000 of them are almost just solely in the Jax.
My god, that's scary. And
Yeah,
the thing
and that,
is that double penetration used their tempo to make this like team fight in the choke, but now actually Cosmic Eagles have tempo to put vision on the bottom side of the map. They put something, but double penetration is looking to defend that as a slingshot lands onto the copy. That's just a copy of Wukong. But Set goes in the midst of three, gets the stun onto three people. Cage, Braum tries to do something. Half HP now, opens the shield. Midway pretty low, Braum pretty low. Drift has the ultimate, he wants to go for an engage. No flash onto the Senna, no flash onto the Set, and no flash onto the Seraphine. So a lot of vulnerable targets on the red side team.
yep, Shurima Drift is here, and it will be what they need to win that fight. As we can see, the Zac is very low here.
TP comes down from the Set though.
Back and healthy, and he still has his fighting sphere with him, and the cage is really huge here on this Azir.
Lands onto the Azir. Braum is the first one to fall. Set grabs that kill for himself. Dash 4. Jax try to defend the Azir as double penetration win the fight. They look to seal the deal and close the river from any enemies coming forward.
Yep, and that was really good on them, suffocating them, but the slingshot is coming in.
No way, he steals it. He doesn't. Cage lands onto the Zac, and he's just an easy target for double penetration as they look to grab that kill. But meanwhile, Zac again and again and again hits the tower, hits the inhibitor. That's just what he's gonna do for the rest.
It feels like a deja vu of Season 2 all over again. You know, a 4v5 fight where you win by a little bit, but you keep losing your towers. It's like the Gates method of playing. Like, you know, this is a kudos to the good old Trick 2G play style.
That's, in my opinion, that's like the Sigma male grind mindset that you see most of the times on YouTube and TikTok and something like that. Don't care about the fights, don't care about the objectives. I just care to grab the tower.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're moving towards the Baron. The Azir still hasn't recalled, and they're gonna catch Jericho here.
Jericho, pretty low. Evan Blade 2 in the midst of the fight, shielded by the Seraphine. The healing is huge, coming down from the broken pick. Set gets the damage onto Jericho, pretty low too, but the Twitch is just free hitting from the backline. Zac with the slingshot doesn't find the knockups. Goes golden. Vigar will be the next one to fall as the Emperor divides him from the rest of the battlefield. One last kill, easy for the Twitch. And just Wukong is up and living. Maybe looking to grab the steal.
Is it gonna be a repeat of the Dragon, or is he actually gonna do it? Let's see, 3,000 HP. Everybody's stopping the damage. He's flashing in, but they're gonna eat him right away.
Man, that would have been so damn fun. TP come down from Jackson again. He looks for the inhibitor. He just doesn't care about anything else. Recalls? Items, guys? Guys, I don't really need that. I need to grab this inhibitor.
Yep, and he's gonna take the gate and dip away from the base of DPM.
That's an inhibitor at minute 25 for the Cosmic Eagles, giving them a lot of advantage in the mid lane.
Yeah, let's just talk about a few things here. One, Senna taking the Blast Cone. That just gave Jax, like you can see, like Jax hurts. That was just like one auto QW.
Senna was like melee range with the Jax. That's not where you really want to be in those team fights.
Yeah, like that was just a very scary situation. Speaking of scary situation, the set is just between a rock and a hard place and a slime and an Emperor of Shurima.
Maybe he's not that scared, but he dies anyway. Set loves his mama.
Oh, and the shuffle doesn't connect, and Azir is caught here. It's gonna be
stunned on the turret, the Cyclone. 700 gold of shutdown going on to the Wukong. That's huge. That's really huge. If this route hit, I would have seen a turn on. I would have seen a double penetration turning the fight up again. But no route come down from the Senna. And no objective on the map, so maybe a bit more chill back phase of the game now, we hope for.
Yeah, I know, a little bit more of a chill phase. The lead still maintains it AK, but that shutdown is absolutely huge. It gets into the Wukong as well, who is someone that at least needs to complete his second item, the Death Dance, to like at least be a little bit more tanky in the fights. So that's a pretty important breakpoint, even though it didn't go to what would be a Senna or a Vigar or the Seraphine. but that is still like, you know, a good enough place for the money to go to.
Remember, if you don't look at Twitch items, Twitch can't hurt you. Don't look
Yeah,
at Twitch items. He doesn't have 3 items, no?
he does.
He doesn't.
He does. He's on 3.5 items. He almost has his infinity edge
Yeah,
as
but
well.
if you don't look at it, it can't
Yeah,
hurt you, you know?
yeah. He's missing. He's not there. He's not there.
Yeah, he's sneaky, he's sneaky.
Yeah.
He's hiding. He's hiding with the items. And my god, this switch is gonna hurt like a damn truck with the Runa, with the broken, with the Blade of the Rune King, with the Kraken Slayer. That's a 9-3.
Ooh, that's a little bit frisky taking the gates here with Bensky. They're trying to set something up in the bot side of the game while leaving the Jax here. And I don't think that there isn't a single member, even the Vigard, that can actually deal with the Jax.
Look at CS diff between the 2 top laners. Set at 134 and Jax at 229.
This is a flame horizon, is what we call it.
That's a top canyon. That's a top abyss, if I have to be honest. In CS,
that's like yeah, Chovy canyon level of just like CS differential there.
Not exactly 10 CS per minute, but we're coming close to that. But set though.
Okay, and the cage is there, and the set is there, and the face breaker.
Oh, chap, just grab that kill. Huge shutdown to Veigar too. And double penetration actually getting some money in their pockets thanks to those shutdowns.
Bensky is getting a little bit out of position, but he can just shuffle straight away.
Yeah, safe option for the
Azir. Just shift some sands and just go home. And speaking of going home, they're gonna go home with the soul point out of the second hextech right here. And here comes the timer. 4:53, 52, and we're gonna count down for the last almost 5 minutes. And that is gonna be and it's gonna be like a very big ticking time bomb if you're
If Cosmic Eagle don't end the game before that, I could see that as a possibility maybe.
But so far they've been a little bit overzealous. You know, like you've seen the Jax getting picked off once or twice. The Azir was in a little bit of a frisky situation once or twice.
There are some small windows that double penetration could use to punish them, but they're not being properly used. Right now, though, they have bounties. So
yeah, I have very big bounties.
Looking to grab some bounties for themselves, try to get back in the game. They've already gotten some huge gold shutdowns from a few mistakes that Cosmic Eagles have made. Jax will find Wukong in the top side at Krugs. No aggression for now.
We can speak a little bit at the gold lead that's happening here. It's almost 3k gold in the Jax ahead of the set, his lane opponent.
Oh my god.
And like, it's even worse if you look at the Twitch. Twitch has 13k. The Senna has 9. Seraphine has 9.5. Mind you, the actual like normie support in the Braum here has 8,000 gold.
Jesus.
So it's not like that the Braum is that far behind. It's just that Twitch is that far ahead.
You can't really ignore a Twitch inside the team fights, I have to guess. Maybe a Seraphine ult can help with that, a charm. Maybe a stun coming down from the set, but I doubt the Twitch will come close into set's range most of the times. The Veigar don't mind the cage. Veigar is pretty short range for an AD carry. But
playing a little bit of a frisky game here, walking in the jungle every time. You never know if you will find a Twitch somewhere.
Twitch might
and with almost 18 seconds left on the Baron, 15 now. This is a very like scary situation to be in for DPM. You have the Baron. That can almost wrap up the game right here, in itself. Because this is the second Baron.
One game.
Yeah, and the second Baron is much stronger than the first one with the minion buff.
Let's see, set still in the boss side of the map. Jaxu looking to make their way.
Yep, 2 levels ahead on the set.
Jax can just
almost a level gap everywhere. Yeah.
Jax can just push and hit the towers again and again and again. Maybe.
Yep, I would say that's a little bit of an over-eager TP.
Yeah, maybe over-cautious too. Like you don't really need to TP that soon. Maybe look for some ward flanks or something like that. This Jax is just gonna.
And now they're simultaneously hitting the tower and the Baron, and you're not gonna be there in time. It's melting. 4k, 3k, 2k, and it is
1k,
dead.
0. Not in time. What do you even choose in this situation? Do you go for the 4v4, most likely lose it, or do you go into the Jax and try to contest it? But at the same time, the enemy team gets the Baron. That's a trade you can't win most of the times, and Yeah,
Well,
Cosmic
and they
Eagles
haven't
actually.
won anything because they haven't made any decisions. So they've lost the tower. They're pretty much also gonna lose the inhib here. As you can
Yeah,
see, like the set getting chunked pretty big.
one
That is
inhibitor
just
will surely
yeah,
fall.
yeah. At least
Shoot the
one. The
follow.
Zac is being caught here. He's
Oh,
hitting the cage. He's hitting
Cage
everything, but it's not enough.
still has the passive, so
Yeah.
he's gonna be safe anyway. As the Wukong lands onto the Twitch, gets to knock up once, knock up twice onto the Braum. Oh, Cage though. Braum opens up the shield, but at the same time,
Yeah, and
Jax is
speaking
looking
of
to end the
opening up, the base is fully exposed to the Jack.
Every single time I look at the team fight, this Jax is just looking to end the game, and he's gonna heal up as two members try to focus him down. The counter
Okay, and
strike is
Senna
huge.
once again being caught.
Gets the stun onto one, the Dawning Shadows getting caught yet again, goes back to base. Mithy tries to do damage, has the passive, will respawn in a while if he doesn't get hit. Braum tries to defend the blocks, but he gets killed anyway. And maybe actually double penetration turned the fight around as the
Oh,
charm
the
lands on the two
encore is
people.
absolutely huge, but the Twitch,
Also
here he
Bloom.
comes.
Twitch, he was hiding this whole time, and now he seeks revenge for his teammates. A shutdown does not even need gold anymore. Shutdown though?
Oh, that is
I mean,
very
it's a bit
big
too
here
soon.
from
Triple kill for
Ari.
Twitch. Triple kill for Twitch. Braum can't really
Yeah,
end the game
the,
alone.
the primordial outplay button has saved the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Primordial outplay button coming down from the Veigar clutch in this situation. And that double penetration turned the fight around, turned the tables around, and they're gonna stay in the game for a bit longer now.
Yep, they're buying themselves some more time. The last 40 seconds is gonna be here. But there is one very big problem. Zac
me.
is already up. This
Yep.
is soul point.
Oh god.
You have your whole base exposed. Triple inhibitor.
It's like you're giving to the enemy Twitch a static ship right now.
Yep, you're giving him a static shiv, you're giving him a free base. And they're gonna elect to just let him get the soul. And well, now that's very scary because they have 6 super minions. 6.
Twitch could just
super
go
minions.
inside their base and start blasting everyone.
And we see like Bansky just coming in. Twitch has the red buff and he's gonna come in. There is no leg to stand on here if you're DPM. You need a miracle to get it back. And it was a miracle that they actually even survived the last fight. That was like very clutch out of Kiriari.
Yep.
So let's see. This is gonna be the last stand here of DPM.
Although Soul dropped out for the Senna. But
Oh,
he's in a
the
pretty bad
Asgear
position
is
already.
just
How much
hurts.
The passive coming down from the Hextech Soul is just does so much damage. Jericho looking to hit the tower, looking to get the minions.
Okay, and the
Oh, the
encore is
charm.
blocked by the Braum, but the Twitch is gone.
Stage though! The primordial outplay button hits yet again onto the Twitch, goes back to base. Braum looks to defend Drift. Drift finds a kill onto the Wukong. Jericho now in the midst of the fight, and is just free hitting, but Zac says no. 1 kill for the Azir. Mitty in the midst of the fight gets 1 onto the Seraphine 2. Cafe Cutie Ari, you outplayed Twitch so far this game twice, but you get outplayed by Cosmic Eagles 2 as they look to grab the Nexus and the quadra kill for Drift Bansky.
Yep, and GG, well played as game 1 goes to Cosmic Eagles.
Yep.
It is a pretty clean game. I would say it's not that dominant of a display, but it's a very like powerful game from start to finish. You've always been in the driver's seat. There was only one situation where you weren't, but that was like 5 minutes in the game. They did,
I
but
mean,
you know,
double
like,
penetration
think
actually
about
put
it
up
this
a
way.
good.
Was there ever a point where you thought, oh, like it's not a winnable angle, it's like DPM is winning angle? You know, because the game has been winnable for like 20 minutes if you're DPM, but you've never been like leading the game. You've never been the proactive side in the game throughout.
I feel like topside has been a big part of that problem. With the CS div, with the Jax always free eating in the side lanes. No one could really manage that, and so much pressure onto DPM. You're gonna lose a lot of objectives if you can't really manage the Jax in time. So yeah, that was first game of the series. Best of 3, let's hope for 3 games. I hope, like last time we casted, we cursed a lot, and we brought that down to 3 games. Let's see if we can make that happen again. And yeah.
Okay, let's see if the woes will continue for DPM or are they gonna be inspired and find something. But that'll be right after the break. Be right back, guys.
Be right back, guys. Game 2 of this best of 3, we've seen not pure domination coming down from Cosmic Eagle in the first game, but second game, maybe double penetration, looking to not end this best of 3 so soon. Maybe looking for a game 3. We'll love to see that. Maybe we should start cursing a bit more. We haven't really done that so far. This best of 3. That would be a choice we could use. Let's see what other thing we can do to make the best of 3 go to 3 games.
Let's see. We can sing praises of Twitch, sing praises of Zach, and just
Maybe
pray
ban
that
Twitch.
yeah.
just ban Twitch. That's a pretty good choice.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe don't give the enemy Seraphine. Like both those teams, I don't want to see Seraphine. Always sound funny. We've seen a Seraphine lose this time. That's something new. The CEO of Dispatch actually lost the game. Pretty strange, but it can happen sometimes. And talking about in-game stuff, though, I want to see more focus on the top side of the map as we approach the draft.
Yeah, coming to the draft, and as we've seen on the top side, the majority of the actual individual lead was actually there. Like there were points where Jax was just 3k gold ahead on his own, just against the set.
Yep.
So
And
like we need to see an adaptation there. Like setting the Jax is clearly not working unless like maybe there is just some individual lapses. So let's see how will they respond to it this time. So far, the same bands. It's Deja Vu, Victor Trundle. Probably see a Mumu again.
last time was the Amumu. Yep.
Yeah.
About the Jax, what can you actually play into the Jax? What's your usual response to that? You can go like Camille maybe, or what? Like Gwen?
I mean, you
That
can
also
go Camille for a skill matchup. You can go Gwen for a little bit of an easier time.
send a ban. Bit of a change
Yeah.
in the bans. As we see.
Or you can just say, okay, go Jax. I'll just go Malphite. I'll just like bedge the entire top lane.
There's
Just
also
making
Fiora.
yeah,
That's also I think you should go for.
yeah. Fiora is actually also one of the skill matchups. So it all depends on how comfortable his Symbiution is on the top laners.
Most of the times though, the Fiora can probably match the Jax both in 1v1 and in split push. We see the Twitch ban from the blue side team from double penetration. They really hated that experience, and I would
Like
have hated
actually,
it.
one of the good answers that just came to mind would be Darius, and I've seen like there is some Darius play.
Can't Jax just dash inside the Q range? Like, you know how the Q only gets on the edge?
Yeah, I know. He can, but we see the Volibear. That's still a flex pick. It can go top, it can go jungle. It can even go support if you're wild enough.
I don't think that's gonna be a thing as a Volibear jungle. I think that's my choice here, to be honest. Zac again. Don't know how the matchup Volibear into Zac goes. Maybe we see the Gwen. We know that Cosmic Eagle play a lot of Gwen jungle. That's one thing they do a lot of times with maybe Enchantress mid and support, but we'll see the Zac in anyway.
Yep, and Zac Prime once again. It's
I really like that. I mean, he found like 3-man knockups, 4-man knockups. This guy just
he
went
was
up.
pretty much the reason that like they actually like had a big lead in game one. Like that initial fight when he like found the 4-man sync shot into the ult. If he found anything less, the fight would have actually been much better for DPM.
Ezreal coming in.
Yep, and here comes the Ezreal. I told you about it in game one, and we're gonna see it this time around because of Twitch ban.
Yep, Twitch ban, so a lot of choices open now for the educator position. Probably
Yep,
gonna
but don't
now.
sleep on the Ezreal though. There are lanes where you can be very aggressive and very dominant.
Zeri this time is open.
Yeah, so what we're gonna see, we're seeing the Karma taking away the Ezreal Karma combo maybe. It can also work as a flex for mid. Can even go top if like you're creative enough.
With a grasp and counter build.
Yep.
That's pretty fun.
Yep, the tank Karma, just like saying, well,
a
I'm
lot
not
of fun
gonna die
chance
today.
this SL3. A lot of fun chance.
And Volibear Karma, like as a duo, is really good. Because you can speed up the Volibear, you give him the shields, you give him the slows with the Qs. We're gonna see Caitlyn that's actually being hovered here and locked in for DPM.
Elvenblade is a pretty good Kaelin player, but at the same time, I don't see her being that good in this patch after the durability patch. But the problem is that Elvin plays those AD carries that have kind of fell off, like Samira, K, Tristana. So I don't know. I like the Karma paired up with the Caitlyn, but can they really find pressure onto the Ezreal? And in the mid game, I see Ezreal spiking a bit more.
They can, but I guess they decide, hey, if you want to like try to poke me out, I'm just gonna all in you.
So much
And
engagement.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
just like a lot of engagement. There's a lot of CC chain here from both Leona and the Zac, and we're still yet to see. Maybe they're gonna pick something and just go full team fight in the top lane in the mid.
Silence
Like,
banned yet again.
yep, we're seeing both the Azir and the Sylas taken out.
Azir
Let's
offers
see.
a lot of
Yeah,
a
are
lot
we
of
gonna
support
have
and engage,
maybe
so.
one more? I think that this should be a hit to top lane. You should just hit one of the comfort top lane picks
For
for the
Lucian,
Ocean. Yeah, maybe you can take away his Akshan and just go something like really good in team fights against it, because like Akshan is actually one of his
also
most played champions, and the Camille.
there's also Mordekaiser.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Mordekaiser can probably catch Zax while he slingshots.
Okay, and we see the Vigard. Actually, like let's talk about it a fair bit because we haven't talked about game one that much. The Vigard was almost, almost keeping everyone just with his bare teeth in that game.
Next one.
Yeah, the cages were so important. There were a lot of picks, a lot of disruption in the fights, and they've decided, hey, that's what we don't like to see. So the Vigor out of the way leaves a little bit less room for KPQDR to maybe find something. So let's see. Are they
No,
gonna leave
sorry.
it to the yeah? I'm pretty bit sure it should be a mid pick here. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what we're gonna see. Oriana hovered, and that is just massive team fight potential. Like
Yep.
absolutely enormous.
Zac coming down into a team fight with an Oriana ball on top. Get those easy shockwaves onto the enemy backline. Caitlyn is also kind of immobile, doesn't really have that much mobility outside of the net. See now, looking to counter pick mid and pick a top lane or a jungler if this Volibear is a flex. I don't really see that coming.
Yeah, in mid
Zoe.
we're gonna see the Zoe.
Ooh. I don't really like the Zoe here though. She gets engaged so damn easily and can't really find those cues passing through the enemy front line. Like the Zac and Leona will just tank every single paddle star coming down from the Zoe, and yeah, the only position Zoe is good is when you have to walk into her, when you have to like face check her bubbles and stuff like that.
Yeah, we see Poppy as the blind pick here.
Poppy blind pick. Who does she block? She blocks. She blocks
She
Zac.
blocks Zac. Yeah, she blocks Zac, and I don't know if she blocks Leona. I think she does.
Yeah, she does. She does. Now,
So let's
where's
see.
the
We're
Volibear
seeing,
going?
yeah,
Where's
we're
the
seeing
Volibear
the
going?
proxy master hover, the mad
Proxy
scientist.
Master.
Yeah,
That would be really fun.
yeah. I think maybe something that is a little bit more, yeah, I would say like team fight oriented would be the pick here, and they pick the set.
Jericho looking to teach Bushin how to use set probably, as he will grab that one for himself. Is he going against the Volibear or the Poppy? Probably the Volibear now. We see.
I think it should be the Poppy.
We've seen the
Like,
switches though, and Poppy is jungled right now onto
yeah,
Woods.
I mean Poppy does work very well in jungle. Like they're pretty interchangeable from what you can do with them.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing is like it's much easier to gank as a Volibear like compared to the Poppy against something like the Ezreal or the Leona, because they can
Imagine
just
the pair up though. Imagine the pair up between Karma and Volibear, maybe even a Volibear with Predator, and Karma
Mhm.
spinning it up. How can an Ezreal escape? How can Oriana escape from that? A lot of
Yeah,
single
but the
targets.
thing is, they're not gonna say, "Oh, we're gonna escape." You're gonna say, "You want to go in? Well, we'll go in on your backline, and we're here to you more." But
Yep.
that's gonna be the name of the game. Which backline is gonna do what they want to do better? Is it
Now
gonna
we have
be the heavy poke dominant bot lane Caitlyn Karma that just like basically keeps? Because while Ezreal isn't that susceptible to dying actually in the lane,
mm-hmm.
like Caitlyn Karma is very heavy pressure. They hit very hard. They have very good wave clear, especially with a few points in the Caitlyn queue and the Karma queue.
You
And
can't.
that's just gonna that's always gonna put you under tower. It's gonna put you under threat of the Zac. But if you can play it well, maybe you can orchestrate an early dive, which is harder ever since 12.10.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the durability patch and how hard the T1 hits now. Like towers hurt so much right now.
Like a damn truck.
Yeah.
That's me. I feel like in case of a tower dive, you rely a bit too much onto the Zoe bubble since you don't
Mm-hmm.
have outside of a Poppy E. onto a wall or onto a tower, your main source of stun or CC in general is the Zoe in the bot side of the map if you put Volibear in the top lane. And you don't really have that Volibear for to negate towers in the bot side of the map, and makes it even much harder. So that's, I think I agree with you. I would have liked to see the Volibear in the jungle and the Poppy in the top side of the map. But maybe they're looking to match that Poppy with the Zac, try to always, match his ganks and try to block his charge with a slingshot.
Yeah, I get that. I think that's like a good idea, but I don't think that it will be that effectful early on. Like the effectiveness of it isn't gonna be as high as the team fights. Because what we've seen like throughout the game, like I like the Volibear, but I don't like him top. I like the Poppy, but I don't like her jungle. And like that's where the whole like dilemma with the draft goes, because now you don't have the threat of diving post 6 unless the Volibear moves out of top lane into all the way down to bot.
And you're giving Set a lot of
and you're giving. I mean, it's not that easy of a lane of Set actually. Like the more I think about it, I think it's a very good lane for volley if you're good with it. You just keep staggering your E's and your Q's and your engages, and you just keep kiting the face breakers, and you're pretty good.
Yep.
But like, I don't know, the fact that you don't have dive pressure on anyone but the Set, that is that damn hardest target to dive.
I think on the other side, you have more dive pressure if with this draft you're Cosmic Eagles. Like the Zac covers such a good tower dives most of the times, and with Orianna on top, if Orianna gets 6 and she goes for a tower dive together with the Zac, I don't see the Karma or the Caitlyn escaping from that. So yeah, we'll see how they manage to do this double penetration with a kind of a weird choice with top and jungle. But they probably have a plan in mind. They probably have some course of action they've already established. And while we wait a few seconds for the game to start, I should remember you that if you need a drink, meanwhile, with the game starting in a few seconds, there's always Chula drinks. You get 20% off with code VAL20 on their website. Be sure to check that out. As a caster, we also need some drinks, Like I'm kind of tempted to get one right now, as they seem pretty appetizable. They seem pretty good, even from outside. Like you see, like there's like cute little drawings onto the cans.
Yup, all of you weebs rejoice. Something for you to get. I know I'm going at the weebs too much, guys. I promise.
We talked a lot about ninjas and samurais, and that's just for you. This sponsorship was made for the weebs in chat, and we're gonna resync with the main broadcast now and come back in a few seconds.
Yep.
And we are in game with game 2 so far. This best of 3 looking, maybe Cosmic Eagles looking to end this best of 3 soon, or double penetration will win. I think Cosmic Eagles have lost one single game so far this season. Maybe double penetration looking to be the second. We'll see if they will be able to make Cosmic Eagles drop a game. As they're going in the respective lanes, this Poppy already in the mid lane, already dancing and emoting in front of the Orianna.
Bubble, level 1.
Maybe taunted a bit too much. That's big damage onto the Orianna. Might have to recall now.
Yep, and the recall has been forced, and like that's pretty good. I mean, the good thing is that like Bansky was very respectful, and he was reserved with his potions, so he still has both of his potions.
Yep. I mean, he wasn't really under any kill pressure. No hook to combo with the sleep. So
yeah, speaking of kill pressure and like weird stuff, and the Poppy has phase rush.
Oh,
a little bit of an unorthodox decision, because like usually you see lane Poppy with grasp, because that's what you usually go for, the passive procs and the lane sustain. Meanwhile, jungle Poppy is the one that has like much more of a tussle. Like, what do you want to go? You can go Predator and just like force this very heavy ganks. You can go phase rush and be very mobile with your W, and that's what he elected to. And maybe you could have went like something much more aggressive, but that's not what we're seeing. And we're seeing very good bubbles out of Cafe Cutie. Ori and the cheese is working in the bot lane, forcing a flash out to the Daleka.
Yep, Daleka already with the flash down, has the exit flash anyway if he wants to play around the bushes. And this Zac is pathing outside of the bottom side of the map. Maybe he will look like the last game for a gank in the lane he started. But with the Poppy pathing towards bot side of the map and no flash Leona, that might be something Cosmic Eagles might prepare for in the next minutes.
Yep, and a little bit of a trade right here, but this one is much more even, as we've talked about the strength of Volibear early on.
Yep. As you said, it's a pretty good matchup for the Volibear. One of the few matchups that Set can actually lose. Generally a pretty strong champ in the 1v1 against the Volibear. Volibear also has a lot better wave clear. We see with Volibear's passive.
The fact that the Volibear has the passive with that much attack speed is pretty big on, but like we can see Jericho still like very comfortable on the set and fighting very big angles. But you can see like just that little bit of damage with each and every auto attack on the passive, maybe like finding an E or two will pretty much bring the lane back to equilibrium, which is what we're seeing.
Even if you don't directly trade with a set, you get the wave clear. But now, this wave might be actually frozen from set.
I think it's a very good situation for Freeze, and the Zac is coming up top. So like right now, if you're the Volibear here in Bioshan, you really want to like upbreak the Freeze with an E or something and try to find a way out.
Your Poppy pathed away from the top side of the map, so pretty rough position for the Volibear now. Maybe they are already predicting that, and Volibear looking for the recall as Zac might run away from the Krugs after his first clear. Yeah, as you said in the draft, pretty predictable lane states so far this early game. Bot lane pushing, we have top lane.
Okay, we find Zenith, but the Poppy is there for response.
Yep, the shielding coming down from the Karma is huge, and first blood goes to the Poppy. And to double penetration again this early game. Both this game and the last game, they played the early game pretty good, and they get first blood now.
Yep, and right now they are rewarded for their like pretty much like stature in the bot lane. Sure, you got the flash out of the Poppy, but that first blood is big. We see TPs that have come out of Bensky right here, and the Zac is trying to find something on Cafe Cutie Ari, but meanwhile in the top lane it's just the usual like bite out of the Volibear.
Yeah, the wave bounce actually to Volibear now, and Zac is in the top side of the map, but I doubt they will be going for a tower dive onto the Volibear. Pretty hard target for that. I like to see
the Zac is angling, and the Volibear can die. He is pretty much mortal in the top lane.
Yeah, it doesn't have level 6, but Zac will just help to push the wave and maybe give...
Oh no, Face Breaker comes in.
Just kidding! Just kidding! Oh my god, the true damage is just not enough to kill him. He will have to lose 2 waves of XP and gold. But no kills for Cosmic Eagles for now.
Yep, but that's very big. You're still level 4, you lose him the wave, you get the plate. That is a very big gank right here out of Mythy.
Basically
like,
a kill.
Yeah, it's almost a kill in value. Like, especially the EXP is the most important factor. And like, speaking of like values right here, the Ezreal is actually 10 CS ahead in that lane. That is something that I wouldn't have expected to see. So really well played to both Villains and the Kala for like holding themselves in that lane, actually getting that much control and prio.
Also the fact that Caitlyn has now a pickaxe back from her recall. Ezreal is backing out with the tier, has stacked up a little bit, going for the Muramana first item.
He's not electing to go for a Sheen first, which is something that I find a little bit weird.
Yeah, I don't think you should go for the Trinity Force in this situation. Can't really auto against the Caitlyn, you can't auto against the Zoe, or you will get a bubble in your face most of the times.
Yep, and you don't want to walk into the Poppy as well, because like, that's not that good.
Yeah,
like you don't want to walk into melee range of Poppy, Volibear, and like the bubble as well. So we'll see, but like yeah, I would say it's a bit unusual not to start with the Sheen, but so far so good at it. Everybody in the game, just 1 kill, 300 gold, that's it.
Yeah,
equalized a little bit out of the plate in the top side, but right now they're trying to find the Hextech Drake.
The recalls in the bot side of the map have bounced in a way that now we have double penetration getting this first Drake. That's a Hextech Drake, so no Hextech Soul in the late game. No static shift passive on all champions that have it, thankfully. Glanced, used by Cafe Cutie. I think it was
the slingshot is cancelled, the pink ward is being taken out, but the gank is prevented.
Yep.
Pink ward, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. Pink wards, very important.
Yep, grab them, defend them, and you will just win games. It's pure magic. Don't buy 2 most of the times though. Not really useful to buy 2.
Okay, speaking of though, like wards, okay,
That's a
there's
flash
something to
away.
be found. The bubble
Not
is
bad.
there. Not that much damage though with the aftershock on the Zac and the Zoe ball. Oh, sorry, the
Maybe,
Ori ball, not the Zoe.
maybe Poppy looking to trade something in the bot side of the map. Not yet spotted,
Okay,
probably.
very good damage here from villains. Lamps is being chunked pretty hard.
Yep, level 5 Poppy now. Level 6, Leona finds it.
Okay, but
Villains
not
now
that
might be in
much
trouble.
damage though.
In the mid
Speaking of
lane, though,
damage,
another gank, no flash onto the Zoe. Stunned in place in the bot side of the map. Drift grabs a kill in the mid lane. Elven Blade and Labs have to run away. One last auto coming down from the Ezreal. We said he can't auto. Well, he just grabs a kill with auto. Double kill for him. And so much gold into this Ezreal's pockets.
yeah, but as we were talking about the game stabilizing, suddenly like Prime Cosmic Eagle is just like, hey guys, like you know your counter gank? Well, thank you so much for that. 2 kills for Ezreal. That is absolutely enormous.
My
Like
god,
just
that's
yeah, just getting the Ezreal to his power spike early is gonna be absolutely gigantic. So we're gonna see what he's electing to get. Will he go like for the I wanna kill squishies and go Essence Reaver Monomune, or he's gonna like go Divine Thunder? Like there are a lot of options for him to go right here. No, 3 plates, 2 kills. One of the plates he actually took fully solo. So like right now, Villains is actually in a spot to 1v9 the game premiere.
yeah. But what can really stop him too? Like if you don't come close to the Zoe bubbles, you can't really be killed. The Volibear, yeah, he will just run in a straight line, and you will be able to play outside of vision maybe, or play from afar. Only launch Qs onto the enemy front line and just melt them with time. This Ezreal is gonna spike so damn fast with the 2 items. The
Mm-hmm.
mid game is looking framed for double penetration right now.
Yep, once again, like establishing a healthy early game lead. You're 1 dragon behind, but you're almost 2,500 gold ahead. You may lose a little bit of it with that Herald. That is a sting shot that is cancelled. The Volibear is coming in. He has Stormbringer, so we're gonna see how it turns out.
Zac finds the Herald. The Poppy brought down pretty low, under half HP. Set is on his way. Knocked back Leona, not in the fight anymore. And Set finds the true damage onto 4 people. The knockback, and he launches himself into the battlefield. That's a triple kill for the Set. And Volibear is next one to follow, not a quadra kill, but Drift grabs that kill for himself. That was huge team fight coming down from Jericho.
Yep. Enormous here from Jericho to turn. The fact that he didn't die in that single bit of chain CC meant that he could find the absolutely perfect facebreaker haymaker combo.
The planet just aligned for him. 4 people in a straight line, in the exact line of the true damage coming down from Stats W. He just set them up so damn perfectly and grabbed the triple kill.
Okay, also, yeah, there is a fight here. Poppy is being found, and the bubble will not be enough.
It's just not enough damage onto the Zoe for now. Still waiting to get her.
Yeah, still not enough. Okay, just a little bit of a heads up. The scoreboard apparently is stuck for the viewers right now, so maybe we can get a refresh of that.
Corporate is stuck. Right now we have 5k gold lead for Cosmic Eagles. They've plates in the bot side of the map, so I think a lot of gold is on the Ezreal right now. 3 plates, 1 on his own. They grabbed a Herald for themselves. And I think they're gonna snowball even more this gold lead in the mid game as we are approaching that. And Ezreal is getting to that 2 item power spike. He went for the Sheen now, more mana first item. Let's see if that would be an Essence River or directly a Trinity Force. Shockwave in the mid lane. Flashes away. That's a W flash, not the Zoe's flash.
Action non-stop. Very typical of VL. As we go out of one trade, we go into another. But here, the Volibear and the Set are having a go at it.
Yep, Stride Breaker completed on the Set. A lot of range jams onto the enemy backline, so item makes sense. Thank God it doesn't have that that little dash anymore. That was a really toxic mechanic, if I have to be honest. But same time, have you ever seen the Iceborne Gauntlet set build?
Oh no, not this. No, thank you. Thank you.
One where he's like really huge. He goes like
Yeah.
Titanic Hydra, I think Blade of Ruin King, something like that, and he just
Yeah,
does
he
so much
goes Blade the Ruin King in the full tank, and he just doesn't die, and he gets absolutely enormous face make. Okay, but like speaking of absolutely huge, a slingshot is here, the Stormbringer to bring you to safety, Biosha.
both flash and ultimate use from the Volibear. Did he really need to use both in that situation? Probably not, but he escapes anyway. Now, looking for a trade in the bot lane. Cosmic Eagles might be in a pretty bad position. Woods, Ezreal can't really dash away now. Dashes away anyway, though. Talk a bit too soon. Nah, that's no
Yep,
summoner
just
using
plays
bot
it
side.
really well. You see, like he's holding his arcane shift as long as he needs to, and he
Yep.
just arcane shifts in the perfect time. Like very well played and very like controlled from villains here. Speaking of controlled, we find the Zenith, but the Steadfast presence is gonna be enough. The bubble is there, but it's gonna be
See,
tanked by the Orianna.
not many kills in the river in the last like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but a Drake is up on the map. The bit to
Yep,
maybe will
the
see
setup
fight.
is there. Volibear doesn't have ult, so he's gonna be caged. So it's gonna be a 4v4, and apparently DPM are electing not to fight for that.
I agree with the choice. As I
Mhm.
said in the draft, you really need to, when you play Zoe, you need the enemy to walk into you, not you walking into the enemy. Since in that case, it's kind of hard to find bubbles and actually follow up on the bubbles. Yeah, I agree with this choice. Not really any mid prio either.
Okay, and the bubble has been found. Speak and you shall be answered, but the slingshot is there. He slams them into each
Grab
other.
both.
He is bouncing.
He's bouncing away, bouncing yet again. And dude, no one is dying. Durability patch has great chance
Yeah.
to still jam tanky. No one is dying.
Yeah, a lot of people are surviving like 400 HP where they would have been dead before.
But we
But you
just
know,
heard.
like, but eventually though, like you can see, like Mirror Mana is almost complete on the Ezreal. His mana mean has 340 stacks almost. So that one is gonna be a very nasty Ezreal. But like, yeah, nobody's dying. Just wet noodle fights on the top side. Everybody's avoiding the Ezreal because they know that he hurts. But speaking of which, Zoe is there. Maybe they're trying to find the bubble angle. So we'll see what happens there. What will unfold.
Same time, Orianna and Zac are coming towards the bot side of the map, and right now Cosmic Eagles have full control over the bot side river. I see it pretty hard for double penetration to actually look for a gank or a roam in that side of the map, unless they, try to check for vision, try to clear that up first, and then looking for some sort of action.
Okay, that was a pretty like overzealous find here, but you can see like the Ezreal just hurts.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Still
another
an
Zenith has
ultimate.
been found.
Finds the Zenith Blade though. Mystic shot, finds the damage. Poppy is here. TP comes down for the set. Daleka is the
Yep.
first one to fall, but Poppy's on the run.
Yeah, but Ezreal hurts like a truck, and we see right now the suplex coming in, the strike breaker to seal it for Jericho, face breaker, haymaker, and where you're gonna go, Seth, from here.
I mean, he did something, and it kind of worked, but he gets punished for it now. Karma hurts, and Valance will look to grab this turret for himself. Another, like, how much gold for the Ezreal with this tower?
Yeah, I think like right now Ezreal is on 6,700 gold compared to 4,400 on the Caitlyn.
Damn. And with Caitlyn, you need to get ahead in the early game, otherwise you're not really.
Yeah, because you fall off in the mid game like pretty hard compared to a lot of the ADCs. And right now we see a pick here from the Ori.
Shockwave will find Zoe, but not a lot of kill pressure too. That's durability patch HP.
Yeah.
That HP that's left on Zoe, that's durability patch. I'm sure of it.
Yep, it is. Like, you know, like 1 or 200 HP, that was like all they need to take. Slingshot is coming in. It's not gonna be enough, so like Lamps is gonna survive that. But like look at the game state. Like 7k gold behind. Once again, a very dominant display in both side lanes and mid, where they usually transition their lead for Prime Cosmic Eagles. Right now, we have a very healthy lead in both like side lanes, especially in bot. Like that Ezreal is gonna hurt like a truck. ER already completed, electing for the ER Manamune build. So we'll see what he
Yes.
builds third. Like, do you think he's gonna go Sorelda's or he's just gonna go straight into the mid?
If you go to Riddlers, you probably are going for the Eclipse for an item.
Mm-hmm.
Second Poppy in the midst of the
Let's
fight.
say Mithy is in a pretty bit of a risky situation. The blobs has been progged.
The Leica might be the next though, as Volibear looks to auto that, but just Mithy will fall down, go back to base. Maybe look to grab some items first. Maybe needed to recall after that. Herald will not be able to use it since he's dead now. Vision in the top side, goes for a noodle fight with Jericho. Uses the ultimate. Caitlyn is here. Set can go for an outplay actually. Uses the ultimate. Karma gets the shutdown onto Ezreal. Meanwhile, on the other side, and Set falls too. Cosmic Eagles actually turning things around here, getting a shutdown from the Ezreal and killing the Set.
Yup, there comes the fight, you know, like as we've said, like they still have the angles to find the pick, and they find a few of these right now. It was very good play, but speaking of good play, that shockwave is gonna be enough to clean Uwus out of the map. Sorry, Hammer, your champion is out of commission for a little bit.
Yep, Drift has been finding those shockwaves. I think he has been finding pretty good shockwaves so far this game. I think every shockwave that I've seen so far was a hit, was a kill potential for him. So, apart from CS diff, look at the CS diff between Zoe and Ori, and even between Ezreal and Caitlyn. I think also a lot of mechanical display coming out from Cosmic Eagle so far this game.
Yep, like, I mean, if I would have to describe PCE in one word, I would say just like gap. You know, like they mechanically outplay you. Like, I don't think that they are much better than most teams in a macro sense. I would say like they are really good, but like, they are teams on a very comparable level in Division 1. But just mechanically, they're like so clean, and their displays are so nice so far. As we're gonna see, like them cleaning up the Infernal second break that is opening up right now to us.
Yet again,
And
this
yeah.
Zoe hasn't been able to grab control first of objectives to actually let the enemies walk into her. Another Drake loss for team double penetration. As we are approaching the mid game, but also the late game will come soon after like 25 minutes.
You can see the Orianna starting to like hurt. Like you can see third of the HP bar of the Karma, just straight out of the QW. Like just straight out of the basic combo.
2 items, so that's pretty big for the Orianna.
And we're seeing like very good macro play. We see the split push right here out of the Jericho. And we're gonna see, is it gonna be the fight for your life right here in the bottom side of the map?
Shockwave finds Uwu Woods. Blink shot is available. Leona will miss. Asleep will watch as Zac dashes into the battlefield. Flashes away. Elven Blade meanwhile grabs the kill onto Set in the bottom side of the map. 3 members of team double penetration onto the Set, onto the side lanes. Not really exactly the best position for the enemy top laner. At the same time, that's 1-for-1. Who won the trade?
Yeah, I would say 1-for-1 is more beneficial if you're DPM than if you are PCE, because you're already ahead. You know, you shouldn't be taking even trades. Like 1-for-1s, 2-for-2s aren't winning line for you, but still, the big part here is that they're finding their angles, and we can see the bubble. Here's the Grom. Oh no, the paddle star wasn't there. Okay, we're gonna see another one. That one lands. True Shot Barrage is there, and he's gonna find
the kill though. Yeah. Violence 1-for-1 again. Is this one by double penetration too? I don't really know, because that's some more gold onto the Ezreal, who is already approaching. I think this is a Cyrilda, most likely.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Oh, you have a pause?
Yep, we have a pause, and finally some serenity. Talk about game state.
First pause of this master, we can't really escape pauses, I guess. Let's see which team looks to hack this game. That's, we've been kinda used to those pauses.
Yeah. Okay, so like, yeah, so let's just talk about the game a little bit now. We're gonna like be in a little bit of calm before the storm.
Sure.
So we see it as real that it's very far ahead.
Yep.
5k gold lead. You have Mountain and Infernal, which I would say they are better that compared to just the Hex deck that like DPM has. Cause sure, like CDR and attack speed are good.
Still one Drake.
Yeah, but it's still just one Drake, and it doesn't really provide as much as Mountain does to a Set and a Zac, you know? Because that's a lot of armor and MR that you got just out of that one Drake.
Yeah, you can't really kill those two that easily. You can't focus them down. Even if the Zac gets blocked by the Poppy, do you actually have the damage to burst him down? Killing went for the Kraken Slayer here. Looking to risk it a bit. No Gale
Yep.
Force, no dashes from the Zac. So that's
Yep.
kind of
Apologies for the typical Rito spectate client shenanigans. It
yep.
is what we've come to expect, you know.
Yeah, Rito client
Yeah.
strikes back as game pauses are always
Yeah.
kind of a hassle.
Yeah, but like like let's talk about game state now that everything is calming down. But as I say that, the set is finding the Bolívar hair.
Yeah,
Byushin, is he
Violent
gonna
is
be
good
able to escape
too.
though?
He can't really do much as he gets ulted by the set. True damage coming down for him, and Violence will just look to grab his kill for himself.
He almost
Unstoppable.
found the set though, but it will not be enough.
No, won't be enough. Usually falls.
Okay, such a beautiful blade though, like such a beautiful ultimate here from the Leona.
Yep. Cutie Ari gets taken down as he goes back to base. Dalika might be the next one, but he dashes away. 3 members of double penetration. Blink shot onto the bush. Elven Blade goes melee range to the Zac. Does not really want what you want to do. Shockwave a possibility for the Orianna. Who was the first one to fall in the fight? Elven Blade melee range tries to kite him out, but violence has come from the top lane. Double kill for the Zac.
Yep, and very good picks all across the board here. If you're prime, like I don't know, it's just a very dominant display so far. Like I'm trying to find something to say, but it was just like them taking their lead, pushing it as far as they can against DPM.
And now they're
I'll give
looking
it to
grab
Prime
the Baron.
Cosmic Eagles. Like yeah, they're doing really well. They're gonna probably wrap up this Baron. There won't be that much contest as the Poppy is still all the way in the fountain. And that is gonna push their lead to 10k gold.
10 game gold at 22 minutes. That's emotional damage if you have to ask me.
Yep, and a consolation is gonna come in a form of Leona.
Yeah, super gap, sub gap, that's sub gap. Spam sub gap in chat. I'm better, Karm is better.
Yep, Lamb's fan club, where you at?
Did I think the stopper gap is not really 1v1, but who gets the most vision, who can defend
Okay, maybe
more.
we can find the pick here, but remember, it's a Zac. That he doesn't take any damage.
Yeah, how can you
Okay.
get damage on the back?
Okay, so let's look. Like we have the Drake that's gonna be up in 5 seconds. This is as good as an opportunity that you're gonna find as a Zoe. Good paddle star damage under the Orianna.
Finally a
see.
good position. Finally a good
Yeah.
position for the Zoe.
Yeah, but they have to succumb a lot of ground just based off how much weaker they are. So they need to find something and they need to find it fast. Right now they aren't finding it yet, and they're just gonna elect to go back and maybe try to find the bubble through the wall. Okay, let's see. You see the Everfrost being used, not to that much success. 2k on the Drake, and there is no steal attempt. There is, but it's not gonna be in time. Smited by the Zac, and Uwus will give his life forfeit as the attempt to steal goes awry.
Yep. This Drake was the only possibility that basically Team Double Penetration had. They were finally in good position. But at this moment of the game, Cosmic Eagle is just too far ahead to try to contest them. You can't really do much. And with the Caitlyn, this far behind, not even 2 items on her, not even the Lord Dominic's. What can you actually
And
do?
speaking of the Caitlyn, well, she is going bounce. The Karma Mantra Shield is there, is gonna be enough to take her back, but is she gonna be enough to make any response in Timothy and Jericho?
Does no
Well,
damage.
not that
Does
much.
no damage.
Yeah.
No, she has the Kraken Slayer, but she doesn't have the Lord Dominic's. How can you actually do something?
Yep, and we're just finding very beautiful macro rotations here from Prime Cosmic Eagles. They keep finding the angles, so like hit one side, and they're playing just the bait and switch all around. But that was the story of the game, like bait and switch. The Karma Caitlyn wasn't as dominant as you would hope it to be if you were DPM. And right now you're paying the price for picking something so dominant and not winning with it. The Shockwave is there, you're trying to find something on Tabensky, but it's not enough.
Shot coming down from the Caitlyn, not enough to find the damage, and the Volibear will just be quickly to follow, maybe even not, flashes away. Will flashes too, but gets taken out by the odd attack from Ezreal. And I mean, Cosmic Eagle is just finding kills at the enemy's own doors, and how can he come back from that as again he does completely 0 damage onto the Zac, onto the set. And I find it hard for her to do even damage to the enemy backline with more squishy targets.
But there you go. Like Busham finds Jericho that was just trying to push for the base towers. He's not gonna find that, but they're gonna find the inhibitor tower in the mid lane. There is a picked attempt here. Zack's slingshot comes in. Zoe is
Oh,
in very dangerous waters, and she's found.
that's a frontline Zoe for you. That's not where we want to be. Immediately finds the kill, but the shutdown for the cabling might grab some new items in base. Those were 200 gold coming down from the Zac. But at the same time, Cosmic Eagle still looking to end the game. Maybe looking for this top tower, the only one left, and only two inhibitors.
This
Getting small.
Orianna hurts like a truck, dude. Look at the puppy.
Oh my god, she has Rabbiton.
Yeah.
Just noticed she had Rabbitons.
Yeah, Rabbiton 6 stacks on the Dark Steel, but she's in a very hard situation right here. The ult was almost enough. Bensky does find the kill, but the
Killed it,
1k shutdown goes to the side of Uwus.
Oh my god. Wait, not even that bad of a situation. You're still so much gold ahead. You're 11k gold ahead onto the enemy. You have 3 breaks. You're waiting for your soul. That's an infernal soul. That's big damage coming down from the Orianna. Imagine the shockwave with the damage coming down from the infernal soul. That's not really something you can respond to.
Yep, mind you, like that gold lead, like it just spells like this. Like to put it into perspective, there are 4 members of Prime Cosmic Eagles that are in 5-digit numbers of money, aka 10k gold or more.
Yep.
There is none in DPM. None of the double penetration minus team has more than 10k. The closest person is Volibear. He's almost gonna dink that right now. And speaking of which, he's trying to find the Leona.
Yep, finds the Leona, stuns her. She would have to run away, but Poppy is here to block any sort of flash. Is stunned again, back in place. Drowsy over the wall. Makes the flash happen. She does get hit, that's durability patch HP yet again. But maybe she dies again. Yep, Pyoshin finds the kill. Maybe a step too much for the Leona. Though, blocked yet again.
Caitlyn dies to the minions, and Jericho, the walls are coming down on your Nexus.
Don't tell me this will happen again. Jericho,
it's
you
another misery.
Looking to hit the Nexus this time from the turret to the inhibitors, and now the Nexus. Cosmic Eagles will look to stay first in the standings and not drop a single best of 3 this split.
Saprex, why does it happen every time we cast together? Every time there's a back door. Every time. Like, I don't know what's happening. That was like such an insane ending to such a dominant display. You see, like almost like 13k gold ahead. Very strong showing right here. Showing that they are in form for our Division 1 playoffs.
Yep, they are in form for sure. We've seen again this sort of ignore objective, just go for the Nexus, as we've seen from Iceland, I believe. The last match we casted with Silas. This time it was a set. Jericho has just been insane over the side lanes. Like, you can't manage this guy. You just let him do what he wants, and most of the times it will work out for him, as we've seen this game and the game before.
Yep, and we will have the man of the hour, Villains from PCE, coming with us. Hello there, Villains. How are you doing? Welcome to the desk, man.
Hello, I'm doing fine. What about you guys?
We're doing great. Thank you so much for asking. So first of all, congratulations on that display. 2-0. How do you feel about the win today?
I feel great. We usually have someone else play top lane, and this time we had Jericho today, and the 2 top lanes we have no roster complement their champion pools, so it's nice to know that both of them we can win with both of them.
Pretty good performance for him, if I have to be honest. I didn't even notice he was a sub. He played that really well, CS divs and everything. But at the same time, your Twitch performance up in the first game. We know that that is your like signature pick most of the times, but what does it make it so good? Why is it such a good Twitch, in your opinion?
I feel like when you play Twitch, it's very different from the other AD carries, because you have the invisibility that allows you to position very well in a unique way, and also you can hit all of the enemy members at the same time with your ultimate. And I think on Twitch especially, you learn or you realize how much you pay attention to enemy cooldowns, and you know when you're able to do where you're able to just pop out of invisibility and deal damage.
Yeah, the usual playstyle, if I have to think about it, it's probably just wait for the enemies to throw every single cooldown they have, and then you just show up and kill everyone with the Runans and the Kraken and the later Rune King.
Yeah, exactly.
And a question I really like to do in interviews: what, apart from you, who do you think was the most important member of this best of three? Who was the MVP outside of you, maybe?
That's a really tough question, to be honest, because I feel like everyone did their specific position, like everyone did their specific position justice and did what they were supposed to do. But I feel like Key, our mid laner, is always drawing a lot of attention to him, but he always manages to come out ahead regardless. So I feel like having that consistency in mid lane and still being able to deal so much damage and have so much pressure despite drawing so much attention to him, I feel like I would give it to him.
Every play starts from mid lane in the end. Do you have some
Yeah,
questions, Volt? If want to ask something?
Yeah,
Or
first of all, like, yeah, I would like to reiterate, like, congrats on the win. That was a very good display. So, like, yeah, one of the things I would like to ask you about, actually, like, that Zac pick, like, how did you feel, like, playing against the Vigar, you know? Like, did you feel confident in both games? Did you, like, was there ever a moment that you felt, oh, like, maybe, like, they're trying to fight back and maybe we're on even footing? Or did you feel dominant throughout?
we did. I mean, I personally actually I was the one who questioned the Zac pick myself because we saw the Vega coming out. I mean, the Vega was obviously an answer, but in the second game they picked whatever early on. But I figured it could be a flex pick and they can still pick Poppy jungle. But our jungler was very confident to still play Zac because he feels like he can play around the disengage very well, and I feel like he showed that as well. Because he can't always be on the same side as the Zac, and he can't always deny it. But usually, if the person who plays who ends up playing Zac, he says it's not a problem, he can play around it, then we trust him, and I think he proved that you can avoid the disengage that the other champions provide.
Okay, that's great to hear, man. Like, it's very good to hear such confidence coming out of our players. So, like, yeah, one more question that I do have. Now that you're undefeated and you're pretty much part of the course to finish the regular split undefeated, how do you feel you're gonna fare into the playoffs? Considering that the other side of the bracket, Division 1A, is much more heavily contested than what you have here.
Yeah, the other group is very contested. It's fun to see. But I feel like that the teams in Division A, like the teams in the other group, are also a lot closer matched. And they're confident, of course. We have a lot of confidence now, being undefeated so far. We try to do the same run as last split, where we also went undefeated. And yeah, especially since I had Diamond, it's going to be my last split. We're trying to do everything we can to make it a win.
and you're making it work really, really good, really easily. And yeah, we hope. I mean, at least I hope that you've dropped one game so far this season against the second place team, and let's see, maybe you won't even drop a single best of three. That's always a possibility.
Yeah, that would be a dream.
Can you give us a sneak peek, maybe some champs you're maybe training, or some picks we might see if it's not too much.
All I can say is that before I played AD carry on the Advanced League, I swapped to mid lane. So there's definitely the possibility that we can always swap either the player or champions, like for the unconventional bot lane shenanigans.
Oh, okay. So maybe mages, or it's just Seraphine, guys. Just Seraphine. Come on,
Who knows? Who knows?
just Seraphine. Let's hope not. And yeah, thank you so much for answering our question. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you for casting.
And yeah, you'll be crowned as a Twitch King probably of Division 1. Don't know if you really like that title, but that's been given to you by myself.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay, that's very good to hear. So, just before we let you go, Valence, if you have any like shout outs to your teammates or anything you can do, you can go have a go at it, mate.
I honestly don't know. Right now, I don't think there's anyone specific to shout out. Everyone who's involved knows they're involved, and I'm just happy with the team I have because they all know how to play the role. So I just shout out my entire team. I guess.
Good to hear. Good to hear. There's a lot of confidence in you guys, and hope we see that continuing in the last half of the split. Thank you so much, and good luck for your next games.
Thanks a lot.
And right before we end the stream, we're gonna shout out for one last time Chew Lawn Drinks. Has been a pretty rough best of 3 with complete domination coming down from Cosmic Eagles. Remember, if you want to take a breather, if you want to relax a bit after those games, you can always grab a Chew Lawn drink for over 100 stores in the UK. Relaxing drinks, really good looking, really good tasting. You can't lose anything. 20% off with code VL20 on their website. And hope you enjoyed our casting and these games. We'll see you again one more day next week, probably, with Valence League.
Yep, see you after the weekend, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to VL. And just one more time, the website is chew-low.com. With VL20, have a 20% discount and pretty much the edgiest, weebiest drink you can find right there. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and see you on Monday. Have a great evening.
See ya!